This truly is a very exciting and special day for the City of Fort Collins. We are here today for a special MAX Bus Rapid Transit funding ceremonies. I want to just tell you a little bit about what we're going to experience here and then turn it over to some speakers. We are going to be hearing from our esteemed Mayor, Karen Whitekanot, as well as the FTA Administrator, Peter Rogoff. Peter, we're very happy to have you here with us today. We also have some letters from Senators Mark Udall and Michael Bennett, and then comments from some of our local participants, from our City Manager, Darren Atterbury, from CSU Vice President of University Operations, Amy Parsons, and then we're going to have an opportunity for you to ask some questions and answers. Before we get started, I do want to just recognize some of the people who are in the room today. On behalf of Governor Hickenlooper, we have Mark Imhoff from the Colorado Department of Transportation, Division of Transit and Rail Director. Mark, thanks for being here. Charmaine Knighton, who is with Region 8 DOT. Charmaine, thank you for being here. We have State Representative Randy Fisher. Randy, I saw you somewhere. Thank you for being here. State Senator Bob Bacon, back here. Bob. We also have a representative from Congressman Cory Gardner's office, Dan Betts. Dan, where are you? Thank you. Some of our Fort Collins City Council members are here. I'd like to recognize Council members Jerry Horak and Ben Manville, both of them here. And with that, again, hopefully I didn't miss anyone, but thank you all for being here today. I am going to, at this point, invite Mayor Karen Whitekanot up to officially begin our program. Mayor?
Thank you, Kelly. And good morning to everyone. And thank you for coming out this morning to this special occasion. And a particularly good morning to Administrator Rogoff. I know your schedule takes you all around the country, but today it's with great pleasure that I say to you, welcome to one of the best places to live, work, and play in America. Almost 6 years ago, Fort Collins competed with many other communities for the Small Starts Grant Fund. We were so pleased when Fort Collins rose to the top of the list with the Federal Transit Administration in 2006. Our success meant that the community vision of a modern, sustainable transit system would become a reality. Now, with the project construction grant agreement officially here, as mayor speaking for Fort Collins, I want to say again how grateful our community is for the federal funds and the backing of our bus rapid transit system. We have so much to look forward to with MAX and its operation, which should begin in early 2014. In addition to an improved transit service, MAX will also bring economic opportunity. As you can already witness the redevelopment along our Mason corridor, you can see it in the downtown with the Penny Flats development, on Prospect, the addition of the student housing project, The Grove, and various businesses along the way, revitalizing and reinventing. The construction of MAX and its impacts will benefit our area for generations to come. This funding allows us to embark on a new journey and to create a legacy project. Thank you for being here, and thank you again for the Federal Transit Administration's support of our MAX bus rapid transit system. At this time, I'd like to introduce to you Administrator Peter Rogoff, head of the Federal Transit Administration. Peter M. Rogoff was confirmed by the United States Senate as the administrator of the FTA on May 21st, 2009. Under Mr. Rogoff's leadership, the FTA has played a key role in implementing the American Recovery and Reinvestment Act. The FTA successfully allocated $8.78 billion and created or retained over 12,500 jobs. Administrator Rogoff has also led innovative initiatives to significantly enhance rail transit safety, which is under review in Congress, and to begin bringing the nation's transit system into a state of good repair. Join me in welcoming Administrator Rogoff.
Well, thank you to Mayor Wykenot and Kelly, and thanks to everyone part of the greater Fort Collins community for your extraordinary vision and your extraordinary leadership to bring us to this day. Last month, it seems I've been in Colorado a lot. Last month I was just in Carbondale, where we dedicated federal funds to the first rural bus rapid transit project in America. It's over 1,000 people in the valley turned out on a project that's going to save hundreds of dollars in gasoline every month for families who don't live in ski country. They live elsewhere, but they work in ski country, and it's going to get them between their residential areas and some of the ski resorts in a way that's going to decongest the roads, and it's going to give people a higher quality of life and give that valley cleaner air. Today, I'm proud to be in Fort Collins to dedicate yet another really visionary bus rapid transit project. It's going to strengthen this city's economy and support hardworking families who want to spend less of their household budget on gasoline. I'm pleased today to announce that we are signing a $54 million construction grant agreement with the City of Fort Collins for a top-shelf bus rapid transit project. This project is going to help reduce congestion for commuters. It's going to help CSU students and faculty get to class on time. It's going to make it easier for seniors to get to medical appointments, and it's going to revitalize the Mason Corridor. It really was an extraordinary exercise in patience and persistence and vision by the city leaders of Fort Collins to bring the Mason Bus Rapid Transit Corridor to a reality today. We are joining with you as partners because your vision is truly President Obama's vision. It's a vision for cleaner air. It's a vision for less congested roads. It's a vision for families spending less money every week at the gas pump. You know, the Secretary has an all-of-the-above strategy on dealing with gas prices, which are now hovering, I guess, around $3.70. And when I got off the highway into Fort Collins, I saw a Shell station, which I think was up to $3.89. Part of that all-of-the-above strategy involves more exploration for oil and gas. It involves further investments in wind and solar energy. But it's also investments in creating real transit choices. Choices that may not work for every individual and every family, but is going to give enough of those families a real transit choice to be able to park that car once and use a BRT system to traverse the whole city, or the opportunity to leave that car in the driveway and take BRT to school, to work, in between the two, medical appointments, shopping, church, wherever it is they want to go. And for every one of those transit users that are using the BRT system, that's one less car on the road for the families that are using the road system. It's a win-win for everybody. And that's why the Obama administration is thrilled to partner in projects like this. The Max BRT is bus rapid transit done right. At certain segments, it's going to have its own designated roadway. It's going to have signal priority, which means those buses are going to send a signal directly to the traffic light and almost guarantee them a green light when they go through it. It's going to be reliable by arriving every 10 minutes. You'll know when it's coming. You'll know that it's going to be there for you. You know that it's going to work for your commute, for your medical appointment, for picking up your kids from daycare, however you use the system. You know, as I said, we've spent a fair bit of time in Colorado recently, and I was just tallying up on my flight out here all of the federal investments that we are making in transit in the area, whether it's the Roaring Fork investment that I was talking about in Carbondale, whether it's this project, or the Eagle P3 projects that we are investing in Denver and its surrounding communities. Altogether, just in the last few years, we've committed more than $1.5 billion in Colorado tax dollars to transit by giving them their tax dollars back to Colorado for a Colorado with cleaner air, for less congested roads, and for Colorado citizens who don't have to pay as much as the gas pump. So again, I want to thank you for your local vision. I want to really recognize the leadership of members of your delegation, especially Senators Udall and Bennett, who have been partners and have stayed in very regular touch with us as this project has continued to move forward. On the issue of the Senate and the House, I have to ask for your help. In order for us to continue to make these investments, we need a sustainable, reauthorized surface transportation program for America. We are now over 3 years overdue in passing and putting into law a reauthorized surface transportation strategy for the United States. The President has put forward a proposal to take half of the savings that we're going to enjoy from scaling back our efforts in Iraq and Afghanistan, put half that money into deficit reduction, and put half of it into a well-funded program for highway expansion, highway maintenance, and transit expansion and transit maintenance. We've got a bill that's currently in conference between the House and Senate. It's not as ambitious as the President's program, but it will keep our infrastructure investment initiative moving forward for at least another couple of years. That bill has to pass and pass soon. We need your help in letting the delegation know how important that is for investments like these. I also want to take a moment. It's notable that CDOT is a partner in this investment in the Mason BRT. One of the many things that have happened to advance transit here in Colorado has been the leadership of Governor Hickenlooper, formerly Mayor Hickenlooper. And one of the reasons why the Denver projects in particular were able to advance is they sort of were birthed under his leadership as mayor and is now coming to fruition in his role as governor. So him working with a great many other partners has really done a lot to advance public transit to the benefit of all Coloradans, whether they actually use the transit system or whether they're using the road system that's going to be less congested because of the presence of the transit system. So again, congratulations to everyone, Mayor Wykenot, all of the city managers, all of the planners, the designers, the engineers, and all of the members of the City Council that have shown extraordinary patience to get us to this day. We're happy to bring your tax dollars back to you for an excellent transit project. Thanks very much.
Thank you, Administrator Rogoff. We're very grateful to have you here and your partnership in this effort. He mentioned Senators Mark Udall and Michael Bennett, and unfortunately they're not able to join us today, but in honor of the significance of this event, they did send letters that they would like to have read, and so I would like to invite forward Pam Shattuck of Senator Udall's office, and she is going to read a letter on his behalf. Pam?
Thank you. Thank you all. The Senator regrets that he cannot be here today because this is such a wonderful occasion, and he is so proud of the work that the City of Fort Collins and all their partners have done to make this a reality. But he did ask me to read a letter on his behalf, and so I will read that and then present it to the mayor with his thanks. It reads as follows. Dear fellow Coloradans and honored guests, I'm sorry that I can't be with you today at this event honoring your visionary leadership for the Mason Corridor and the MAX bus rapid transit system. The Federal Transit Administration has recognized and financially supported this endeavor to the tune of $69 million and is here today to ceremonially honor you. On behalf of all Coloradans, I thank the FTA for its generosity. The partnership you have created here is a model for all of Colorado. Your commitment to building the first rapid transit corridor along the Front Range is truly outstanding. This plan to revitalize your entire city by redeveloping a 5-mile corridor where your residents can commute by bike, by pedestrian trail, or by rapid bus transit system will serve your city for generations to come. I applaud your commitment to the good stewardship of our environment reflected by this project. This corridor will reduce by half the time people spend sitting in traffic traveling north to south, and will give residents a safe transportation system that reduces sprawl, congestion, and poor air quality as people commute throughout the day. Most important, the Mason Corridor project acknowledges the fact that at the heart of our future economic success will be strategic investment. Investment in innovative ideas and technologies, and in reinforcing forward-thinking infrastructure to better meet challenges that we cannot even imagine today. The City of Fort Collins and its many, many partners in this redevelopment and transit project are true trailblazers for our city and our country. Thank you all for your resolve and the work you have done to make this dream come true. I look forward to hearing about your progress on this impressive, innovative, and visionary plan. Warm regards, Mark Udall, United States Senator, Colorado. Mayor?
And now I'd like to invite forward James Thompson of Senator Bennett's office, who also has a letter to share with us.
As with Senator Udall, Senator Bennett does send his regards and regrets that he's not able to attend today. Personally, as a 15-year resident of Fort Collins, I'm really excited to be here today as well. But I do want to read a letter on behalf of Senator Bennett. Thank you for inviting me to be a part of the kickoff celebration for the Mason Corridor and Max Bus Rapid Transit Project. Special thanks to Administrator Rogoff, Mayor Whitekanot, City Manager Darren Atterbury, Fort Collins City Council, and other state and local officials who worked hard to get to this crucial milestone. As you know, the Mason Corridor is the culmination of a vision that began back in the 1990s with the backing of Fort Collins voters, and I have been a supporter of this project since taking office in 2009, because this is exactly the kind of local community investment that will return real and lasting dividends. An estimated 1,000 jobs, a projected $150 million in economic activity, increased mobility and decreased traffic congestion, and the revitalization of an area of Fort Collins that is ripe for development. A lot of time and effort has already gone into securing funds, planning, and design to make the Mason Corridor a reality, and today is a turning point for the city of Fort Collins. The Mason Corridor is a great undertaking that will reinvigorate the heart of Fort Collins and be a shining example of transit-oriented development for the state and for the nation. Even before breaking ground, the project has led to investments in redevelopment nearby in anticipation of the increased economic activity through the center of Fort Collins. I look forward to my next visit to Fort Collins to see the progress and, in 2014, taking a MAX bus from the South Transit Center on Harmony Road to Old Town, and along the way to see all the great changes that we expect thanks to the Mason Corridor. Congratulations again on this important milestone. Enjoy today's festivities and best of luck as the Mason Corridor project moves forward. Thanks.
Thank you, James. And now at this point, I would like to invite City Manager Darren Atterbury forward to share some of his thoughts about this project. Darren?
Thank you, Kelly, and thank you all for being here. This is a great day for Fort Collins. I'm looking around the room, and every one of you had some role to play in this, and this is the kind of day where I said to my wife this morning, you know what I want to do is I want to gather up my kids, and I want to bring them here, and I want them to sit in and watch this, because I think this is a game changer for Fort Collins. We talk a lot about the sort of outwardly growing sort of nature of our community, and we have these growth management boundaries, and we also have this desire to be a sustainable community and developing in a very sustainable way and not just continue to sprawl. And as I was saying earlier to Administrator Rogoff, this is very deliberate on our part to be intentional about infill and redevelopment, development within. This infrastructure is critical to realizing that vision. That is not accidental. This community needs to stay vibrant, There's clear recognition of that, but we can't continue to spread further and further out. We need to be more efficient at that, and this is really going to help us do that. So thank you very, very much. Yesterday was my 16th anniversary in Fort Collins. My wife and I moved from the Pacific Northwest, and I came from Vancouver, Washington, where the administrator is going later today. They're working on extending the Portland Light Rail system into Vancouver, Washington. I was working on that project very directly in 1991. These kinds of projects, and what I'm so proud of Fort Collins about is this idea of Fort Collins is a community that plans and builds. And that's really important because I've been in local government or regional government in 4 different states across America. Lots of cities plan, lots of cities build, but few cities plan and build. And so in that 16 years, I swear to you, I think Bus Rapid Transit Mason Corridor was talked about on that first day that I arrived 16 years ago. Not really, it was actually about 13 years ago, where we started talking about this. You know, I think about words like stick-to-itiveness and persistence and those sorts of things, and I am so deeply, deeply proud of this community for pulling this off, and we could not have done it alone. We have great partners in the FTA. We have great partners in Colorado State, great partners in Burlington Northern, and on and on and on. And you know, as was mentioned a little bit earlier, this is not a bus corridor project. This is a legacy, I'll call legacy project. Again, a differentiator, a game changer for this community. The idea of connecting economic health and transportation, and that's not accidental. This is not just a bus corridor. This is a much, much bigger vision. I'm not sure what it's going to look like in 2014, but let's make sure that we're looking out 10, 20, 30, 50 years, because that's the kind of investment that we're making. So we'll look at it in 2014. Probably everyone in the room will write it. We'll all be there for the ribbon cutting, but let's remember, this is not just a 2014 deadline. This is decades into our future. We talk about things like transit-oriented development. We talk about urban renewal areas and also increased connectivity, not only for bus rapid transit and transit, but bicycles and pedestrians. And we're focused on station area designs and those kinds of things. We're working with the private sector. We're working with the entrepreneur community. We're working with the creative class in our community to make sure that we get it just right. But I will tell you, we need help. We're going to need help for the next 20 years on realizing this vision. And so for the work that you all have gone through in getting us to this point, my hat is off to you. We have had, and this is one thing that I inherited when I came into this position, we have had a great legacy of elected leadership in this community for decades. We have had a great legacy of staff who've been committed and deeply, deeply passionate about providing world-class service to you. So all of my coworkers that are in the room, I really, again, want to thank you for just the work that you've done. But it takes strong elected leadership, it takes a strong, committed, aligned staff, and it takes a community, a citizenry, who believes in something bigger for this community. And I don't mean population bigger necessarily, I mean thinking big and being able to openly talk about world class. And that is a real privilege. And Mayor, I really appreciate that about my job. And you've supported me in that, and the staff and our council members who are here. That's a big deal. You got to let people be able to think big in a community like Fort Collins, because I've gone from this community expects it to get this community deserves it. And there's a very big difference between expect versus deserve. So again, to our partners, I know Amy's going to come up in a minute. CSU has been a fantastic partner. The FTA has been, your staff administrator has been great to work with. I love our city team that's working on this from the early days of Kathleen Brackey and now through Helen Minkelbrink and others. Burlington Northern, Downtown Development Authority, Colorado Department of Transportation. We appreciate it very much. So with that, thank you.
Thank you, Darren. Amy, we'd like you to come up now. As Darren mentioned, we couldn't be doing this project without all of our partners. Colorado State University is one of those partners that is a major contributor to this effort, so please come forward, Amy.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you. Welcome to our distinguished guests here today. We're thrilled to have you with us. And Colorado State University is very enthusiastic about this project, very supportive of it, and all of the progress and positive change that we think it's going to bring to the entire Fort Collins community and Colorado State University in particular. And what a tremendous example of what we can do when we all cooperate and work together, as Darren said, with the city, with the FTA, with the railroad, with the university, when everyone leverages all of the different resources that they have and bring them to the table in order to do a project like this that really benefits everyone. It's a great example of what we can do when we put our mind to it. And as Colorado State University continues to grow and evolve and change to meet the needs of our campus community and the greater state of Colorado, transit and transportation issues are almost always at the heart of what we're talking about and trying to solve the various transportation issues that we have with a growing community. And we really feel that the BRT program is going to be a major part of us solving those problems in very real and progressive and concrete ways. For example, we're hoping that with the bus rapid transit system, we'll be able to really encourage our freshmen to leave their cars at home and the 6,000 people that live on our campus to not bring their cars to campus in the first place, because they'll be able to use the BRT system to travel north and south through Fort Collins to get whatever that they need. And also our entire campus community, our faculty and staff and all of our students, in addition to, as Peter said, getting to class on time, which we also appreciate, that those people will take less frequent rides in their cars in general. And at the same time as they're taking less trips in their cars, they'll be able to frequent Fort Collins establishments north and south of campus even more. That they'll be able to go to Old Town for lunch and go south of campus and be able to help to fuel the economic development that we hope to see with the BRT. So we're very excited about that. Simultaneously, we're hoping that the bus rapid transit system will bring all of you, the Fort Collins community, onto campus in greater and greater numbers, that as you're riding the BRT, you'll stop at University Station, which we're going to make very lovely, very welcoming and inviting, right in the middle of the BRT, that you'll get off there and come onto campus and take advantage of the amenities and resources that we have and become an even greater part of the university community. And we would encourage all of our distinguished guests here today to do that when you come back, to ride the BRT, to hop off at University Station, come take a tour of campus, see what we have to offer, and get back on, and we'll all go have a bite to eat and some entertainment in Old Town. So we really do believe that the BRT system will help to stitch together the Fort Collins community and the campus community in new and important ways, and help us to all move forward with a sustainable future. And I really want to commend Darren and the rest of the city leadership and the mayor and the city council for their vision and their perseverance, and certainly their friendship and cooperation as we've all brought this project to this important day. And of course, thank you also to the FTA for your tremendous support of the entire community. We appreciate it very much. Thank you.
All right. So this project has been in the works for more than a decade, and now it is time to make it happen. We are ready to sign the official agreement. So I am going to ask Darren and Amy to come up and join them again, as well as our city attorney, Steve Roy, our acting city clerk, Rita Harris, and our acting transport general manager, Kurt Ravenschlag. If you will please come up to the stage and get your pens ready. All right, shall we cheer them on? This is a big moment. Here we go.
This is harder than a blackboard.
And as all good agreements do, we've saved the attorney for last.
Now it's the
All right. I just want to thank you all for being here, and one more round of applause and thanks to our special guests.